Welcome to the wonderful world of Fight Chance, where we honor fighters of any and every fight sport. We got our host over here, Kelly Reis, and my man Joe Boxer, of course. Let's get this shit cracking.
Word up.
Kelly Reis.
What's poppin'?
Listen, I just want to tell you from heart to heart, I'm super honored to have you here. I'm sorry my beard's splashing.
It's all good, man. You get emotional.
On your belt. And wipe that off on the hardware. And now you were the ex WBC champion.
Yes.
Tell us about how you first got that belt.
That was actually in April of 2016, and I fought Maricela Cornejo from California in New Zealand. So I had to go all the way to New Zealand to go get that belt. But I wasn't coming back without it.
Without that belt.
Okay, all right.
So when you won the belt, what was your first thought?
Holy shit, I really did it. I mean, I knew it was going to happen, and we worked so hard, and that's always, I mean, anybody who gets into boxing, whether it's amateur or pro, everybody strives for that green and gold. You know, that's the belt of the belts. I mean, that's the most prestigious, the most noticeable, even if you don't follow boxing. So it was just one of those goals that I had that I was just like, oh my God, I really did it. And it was just, I was so happy. I have a picture of me like cheesing like this with the belt like a little kid. So it was a good feeling to do it. I did it for myself, but I fight for a lot more reasons, so it was just great to be able to take that back.
That was for the WBC.
Tell the people what you fight for.
I fight for all nations, man. I'm a proud mixed Native American from the Wampanoag Nation. Woo! Yeah. Nipmuc and Cherokee Nations, mixed, so I'm Cape Verdean and Native American, so I'm very proud. I was brought up as being a black Native, and I am very, very heavily involved in my culture. My hashtag Fight for All Nations is basically just that. I fight for all nations, all indigenous peoples, for the elders, for the generations before us, coming after us, for the kids, for the people who don't have a voice. I'm just trying to build a good platform so I can build things and do this for my people.
That's dope. That's dope.
Good. It's really
And just in case y'all don't know, I'm also a Native too, and I also happen to be part black too. So it's not a lot. It's not a lot of people out here who can sit down and actually, I can sit and converse with, and talk about those kind of things with. So I'm proud and honored just to have you here because I'm not going to get this too many times. Trust me. I already know.
I appreciate having you on.
These opportunities. Yeah, so let me ask you something. When you got that WBC belt, did it take you back to a place in time when you were younger and you first started out boxing and you said, all right, I finally did it? Like, did you get to live that dream, that reality, did that become a reality for you?
It was more or less. It's funny because we were just talking about Rocky, but I used to watch Rocky all the time and like.
Come on, Creed.
Yeah, come on, Creed. But just knowing that like he came from being that underdog and wasn't supposed to make it, and you know I've had not a great childhood, but it wasn't terrible. You know what I mean? And just kind of going through what I've been through to get this, it brought me back to. When I got told I wouldn't be boxing again after I got into my motorcycle accident, so it took me back. To kind of, it was just like I did it. You know what
laugh
I mean?
in your face type thing.
Yeah, and
motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got a little cocky with it. I don't care. But also too, like around here in Providence, Rhode Island, like I get a lot of respect, a lot of love now, but not as much as I think I should. And that's not saying anything, not taking anything away from the other fighters around here. But I've been doing this for a very long time, and I've been grinding, and I travel anywhere and fight anyone at any time. So. It kind of. My next fight is coming up in March. I don't have a date yet. I'm signed with Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing, and it will. I know. Yeah, I know it will be at the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. I don't know the date yet, but I'll be fighting for the WBA Middleweight World Championship. So I'm going to add to my nice little collection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, can you tell everybody what this collection consists of? What belts these are?
I will, and I'll explain it in order too.
So
we have the International Boxing Association, which is the IBA. This is Middleweight World Championship. This is actually my first belt. And it was very, very special, and I'll explain too, because especially coming off of just having our native conversation, I fought for this belt in Bermuda, and it was during Native American Heritage Month. It was November.
Ooh, that's dope.
Bermuda kind of runs deep with the Wampanoag and the East Coast, East Woodland Nation people, because a lot of our people, a lot of our ancestors, they were taken to Bermuda as slaves, and they were taken out of their homelands, and they died there. So when I got the call to fight in Bermuda, I was like, yeah, man, in for a title, my first title, like real title, of course. So going there, it was more than just throwing punches and getting hit in the face or whatever. Just boxing. Like I said, I fight for a big purpose. So my whole outlook with that was I'm going there to go fight for this belt, but I'm going to go fight for my ancestors and my people, and I'm taking those souls of my ancestors back with me from Bermuda.
So you thought you were spiritually placed there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I was there. I was placed there for a reason, because it was a spiritual battle. It was a physical battle, but I was so proud to be there and so proud. Like I cried on the plane ride home and everything, because it was just so intense. Even just the vibe when I got there and the vibe in the ring, like it was crazy. Even the girl I fought, she was shook. Like she was just like, and I'm just looking at her like, you have no idea. I got a whole crew of ancestors with me, girl.
I'm about to kick your ass, girl.
it was dope. It was real. It was dope. I mean, even though I got the WBC and that was just like most prestigious, I say this is the most meaningful title for me. It was my first, and it just had a big story behind it as well. And the UBF is a middleweight world title too. The UBF is a really good sanctioning body. They're really good people, and they have love for boxing. It's just not another belt that people, I want to put my name in a belt. They know boxing. So big shout out to the UBF. I won this, I'll say 2 or 3 months before I went to New Zealand to win the WBC. I fought a girl by the name of Victoria Cisneros, and she's actually a really good contender. She's a former multi-WBC champion. I fought her at 150, and I took her out in 30 seconds.
Ooh.
and I fought at home too. Yeah, it was a TKO, so it was stopped. She had no answer. And that was kind of a good tone to set before I went to New Zealand and won the WBC.
So before you got in there, did you get the chance to study her, or did you say, you know what, I'm just gonna go in there and fill her out and get out of there? What was the mindset?
The mindset was basically, I did study her. Like I said, she's a veteran. She's a former world champion. She's fought Holly Holmes. She's fought a number of champions. So she was definitely a very good opponent. And I like fighting people who fight. Like I don't want to dance around. I don't want to, just get my
engage.
points. Yeah, no, I like to fight.
What did you fight her with? I mean, did you?
I hit her with everything. I just went in. My initial thought process was go in there, feel her out, because I know this is gonna be a 10-round battle. She's gonna come forward. We're gonna fight. But when I went, the bell rang, and I kind of threw a jab, threw another jab, and I really didn't see her doing nothing. I just went at her. I just let it loose. And
so you took the fight straight to her?
Straight to her. Like I kind of had in my head, like, my corner was like, go in the first round, feel her out, see what do a couple of feints, see where she's at, whatever. I threw like 1 or 2 jabs, and I just went in, and they stopped it.
Mean.
So it was a really good fight. And like I said, it was a good tone setter to leading up to WBC, and I got to fight at home for a title too. And I'm rarely at home, so I fought right here in Rhode Island. It was really
so you right in your backyard.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. I don't get that.
It was
too
like
often.
putting the Vaseline on your face, and mom said, "Let's go. We're gonna whip her ass."
Yeah, exactly, man. I was ready to go, man. I went. It was kind of funny though.
That's dope. And you got the lineal belt here too.
Yes.
So
what's up with the WBC?
Yeah, what's up with the WBC? Explain that to the people.
WBC, man, I missed my mother's wedding for this fight.
Oh no!
Yes. I got the call. It's actually a very interesting whole card. It was an all women's card, and there was 4 world titles that were fought for on that card in New Zealand. There was some technical difficulties with the promotion and all that, but the card nonetheless was really historical. So I fought Maricela Cornejo. She's actually had the WBC middle silverweight championship. So she was a contender for the world. This was a vacant belt. And I didn't know much about Maricela. The women's boxing world is a little small. So I asked a couple of people, what's up? But we knew she was really tall, a tall Mexican that had some skill. And
pretty, might I add.
Yeah, no. Maricela's pretty. She's pretty.
She's pretty good.
But she doesn't have much. She didn't have much amateur experience or much pro experience from my knowledge, and she's a model, actress turned boxer kind of. So that kind of set the tone. But we went in there, handled business, and I basically beat her with a jab. I mean, that fight's available on YouTube, and she actually felt that she won the fight. She thought she got robbed. So she was.
No, I watched that fight, and I watched that fight quite a few times, And when you say you beat her with a jab, I could kind of won that because I was saying, and mind you, on the way here. And by the way, my lady Natasha is the camera lady, so she could verify this that I was actually watching it on the way here. And it was a stiff jab, it was a menacing jab, and it was consistent. and I saw every time you hit her with it, it snapped that head back.
Yeah.
She would try to roll. I see her try to slip some of them, but it wasn't really working because most of the time she was falling right into them. Bop, and I saw you timing her. So yeah, I could definitely won that one right there that you were hitting her with a real stiff, crispy jab.
That was the game plan from jump, because in my weight class I'm
and
short.
the body work too.
Yeah, the body. I love body work.
The body.
Yes, a lot of people forget about the body.
Oh,
but that was the game plan going in. We knew she was taller. I'm short in my weight class a lot. There's a lot of tall girls.
5'7",
Me and my coach Mike Veloz, we worked on just stepping inside her foot and stepping in with that jab or getting lower so she can't counter it, and then you can step around. And that was really basically all we worked on for that fight, along with other things.
And you
too.
was cutting the hell off that. You was cutting that ring off for real.
Yeah.
Because it was a few times I saw her try to Roger Rabbit. But you would step right to it. You cut it off and throw that straight right to the body.
Yep.
And I saw that was beautiful, by the way. High five.
Yeah. Thank you. Nice feedback. I like that.
Yes,
I love hearing feedback. And it was like I said, that's basically, I won that fight with the jab. It was really basics, and I just kept busy and listened to my corner, and we got that back.
The left hook was too right.
Yeah.
No, I saw you throwing that left hook off the right a few times, and it caught a lot of. I mean, I think I can count about 5-6 times that they was solid left hooks that you caught her with.
Well, she was there, and the left hook for me is something that's just automatic. I'm always working on things, but that's just something that I automatically throw. So if she's there, she's
trigger instinct.
Yeah, she just if you're there, you're gonna get caught with it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was a fun fight. She thought she won until the video came out, because she was kind of talking and I want a rematch and the scorecards because one score was like 99-91, like a complete shutout. So they wanted even the WBC president was kind of, without seeing the fight, was saying that we're gonna set rematch, that judge this and that. But then when the video came out, you could hear a rat piss on cotton. It was so fucking quiet.
Contest.
I was like, wait, what was that? Yeah, no, you didn't win. If you want the rematch, come get the belt. So, big shout out to Maricela doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? But
big shout out to her.
If
she gonna bounce back.
She's up there with the Rachel Millers, the LaTondria Jones, the Maricelas. Like, our weight class is bumping. So shout out, she's doing her thing. You know what I mean? But we'll probably see each other again. Man, much respect. You know, we both went out there, not in our hometowns. We went out there and put it all out there, and I came home with the belt. So I'm sure she'll be back.
If I'm not mistaken, how do I pronounce her name? Is it Brucus?
Cecilia Breakers.
She's in your weight class too, right?
She's a welterweight. Yeah, Breakers.
She's a welterweight.
She's 147.
She's 147.
Yep. Undisputed pound for pound, one of the best.
Where's she from?
She's from Norway.
She's from Norway, like the Netherlands areas.
She has
like Northern Europe
company with Klitschko. Yep.
Yeah. She's dope too. Yeah. So I saw, what was it? One of the girls that you have fought. It's not
Michaela Loren.
Michaela Loren. Didn't she kiss her?
Yes, she did. She kissed her. She kissed Christina Hammer.
Yeah.
She kissed
Michaela Loren.
And I was like,
from Germany, right?
Yeah.
But
no, she's from Sweden.
Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blonde hair.
Yep, she kissed her.
Yeah.
And then she got. She kissed her.
What was y'all reaction to that? Did you see that, Joe?
No, I didn't see
Did
that.
you obviously you saw that. What was your reaction to that?
I was like, I don't know.
What would you have did if she did that shit?
Well, I did fight her, and I told my corner, I said, if she kisses me, we're getting kicked out because I'm hooking off. I'm not going, oh my God, no. I was reaction time. Like, don't kiss me. Nah. I know where your lips been. Nah, bruh.
Yeah, that was kind of greasy.
That's her signature. She did that to Christina Hammer, too, when she fought her.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's the first time I saw that. I was like, what's going on here? I was confused. So, nah. And then I had a feeling when she
Intimidation?
It's kind of just to throw a monkey wrench in your whole plan. It's just to throw your pattern off. I mean, I guess I get it, but I wouldn't do it. And
I wouldn't do it either.
If we ever fight again, Michaela, don't you pucker up because you're going to get kissed with this left hook. I promise you, boo-boo. Just saying.
So when's the next fight?
It's in March.
It's in March.
Yep. March. Yep.
Yeah.
March for the WBA middleweight world title.
That's for the WBA.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you know where that's going to be at?
Where, like, location-wise?
Yeah.
Mohegan Sun Casino.
Oh, no, you did say Mohegan Sun.
So maybe we could go up there and see that fight.
We got to be there.
Yeah,
listen, man.
Definitely.
I honestly thought she was going to be fighting. That was my mistake. She did explain that to me, but
No,
I
was
forget
on
everything.
training.
Yeah, so he's feeling
Definitely
child South
wanna
East gonna be in
come.
Philly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
See that fight.
Yeah, you got to. I don't know who I'm fighting yet, but just somebody else that breathes air and bleeds blood, so I'll be ready.
we gonna get it popping.
Yep.
Got you. So what I'm gonna do is I came up with this new thing because I didn't want to have a boring ass show.
Mm-hmm.
It's called 15 rounds.
Right.
You know, like the old school throwback fights.
Yep.
You know, Joe. I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
you know. You just go 15 rounds. For the audience, I'm not sure if y'all know, but up until about 82, I think Boom Boom Mancini had killed somebody in the ring. And after that, they took away that 15 round championship rounds. And they shortened it down to 12 rounds, which baffles me because 3 and 12 rounds is really not that much different if you've been in the ring. So once you get going, you get going.
Yeah.
So they took that away. But now it's just 12 rounds championship fights. So what I wanted to do was create some dialogue and come back and do a throwback and do a 15 round, which is really 15 15 questions, and I get 15 answers back. And so that's what I'm gonna do. And let's start from there. So number one, what about boxing made you want to box? And when did you know that's what you really wanted to do?
Actually, going back to the whole Rocky thing, that was like my favorite movie.
Come on,
As a
Creed.
kid. Come on, Creed. Come on, Creed. I used to always watch as a kid, and for whatever reason, I didn't think that boxing was around here. So when I found, actually, you might know Domingo Tall Dog, Monroe. He used to fight back in the early 90s. He's a Mashpee Wampanoag dude. And he used to fight. And he's a friend of my mom's. So I found out he used to fight, and I asked him to kind of show me a few things. And he did. And once I found out that there was gyms around here, and also I was fighting in the street, I figured I might as well make this.
Oh, so you was already whipping ass.
I was already whipping ass, man. I was always in the street, playing with the boys, I was really sporty as a kid.
I'm guessing you was whipping the boys' asses too.
Pretty much, yeah. I was always fighting. I have older brothers. I was always fighting with them.
Oh, so you was
street
getting your ass whooped too.
Yeah, I mean, it was only right that if I was getting my ass whooped at the house, I have to
I
get somebody
gotta
to
whip my
return
ass
the
ass.
favor, right?
Got you.
And I realized I wanted to do it because I played team sports, but boxing is so individualized, and it's one thing that you have to count on just yourself for. I mean, if you don't do something, and it's your ass.
It's
You
on
don't
you.
have 4 other guys on a basketball court if you're having a bad
You
day.
ain't got no
that
point
kinda,
guard.
Yeah,
It's you.
You can't
it's
just
you.
dish the gloves
It's you.
off. Got
So
you.
I realized I wanted to do that after trying other sports, and then started training with Domingo Tall Dog. I want to fight. I realized I was a warrior at a very young age.
Gotcha. Oh shit, that's what I'm talking about. So that brings me to number 2. How did you feel when you first got in the ring, sparred, and first got hit?
I wanted to hit him back. That was the first initial thought. It wasn't like, oh no, that hurt.
That's a warrior. Let me explain something to y'all so I don't cut her off and y'all be looking at me like this motherfucker talks too much. So listen, I had a long conversation with one of my friends. I'm not gonna say his name because he's also a professional fighter, and he said, warriors are not born, warriors are made. That is completely false, because the moment somebody gets punched in their face, and then their heart and in their mind they give up, it don't matter how much skills they have. They done. They cooked. It's a done deal. They might somehow win the fight with a lucky punch, but they're not a born warrior, because born warriors, when they get hit, they respond. Period. All right.
Warriors, to me, a warrior is not an egotistical thing. That's what fear is born with your ego. If you're a warrior, it's born in your soul, so you have to be born with it. So I can second that.
I won
Definitely.
that. So number 3. When did you realize that boxing is a totally different sport from all the other sports?
When I went to the gym for the first time and they asked me to jump rope for 3 minutes and 30 seconds in it, I was like, wait, what? Yeah, nah, that was serious. I've done volleyball, softball, basketball, you name it, track. But I realized how much work you have to put in. I was like, oh, this is a different animal. I like it. It's a challenge.
So you know how like when you do the other sports, it's fun to you. Was boxing fun to you?
It was fun because it was a challenge. It was something to learn. It was, again, something that people thought I couldn't or shouldn't do. which I'm like, so you tell me not to do something, I'm gonna do it. But it is still fun. It's when it becomes not fun anymore, that's when I'm gonna hang it up. I want to always keep it fun.
Gotcha.
I always want to keep it fun.
So when it just feels like business, you like, man.
Yeah. I mean, of course, there's days where I come to the gym, I don't want to do this, yo. I've had those moments where I wanted to quit, I wanted to retire. There's been, ups and downs just like everything else, but
Gotcha.
I gotta keep it fun. That's why I'm always laughing, cracking jokes. When it's
That's
serious,
dope.
it's serious, but I gotta keep it fun too.
Got you. All right.
Sounds
Well, that
good.
that brings us to number 4. What was the feeling after you first hit somebody with a stiff jab and or hard punch for the first time?
I thought it was awesome.
Joe, how'd you feel?
Awesome.
You want to know how I felt before you finish?
Good.
I felt bad.
You felt bad?
Yeah.
I
I
felt
don't feel
mad,
bad. They're trying to do the
awesome.
same thing to me.
Yeah.
You know, mad, awesome. Just
All at the same time, right?
just wanted to get
It was
back.
like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Wanted to give it back.
Like, oh shit. He kind of
Yeah.
fucked up. Nah, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It was, it felt awesome, but all seriousness, it was a surprise to me because I was like, oh my God, everything
Oh,
that they've been
shit.
teaching me
I
is
could do
actually,
it.
I can really do this.
Ah.
So it was like, it's almost like having something all come together. Like, oh, all right, that's what they meant. That's
All the
how
hard
it
work
feels.
is
You know
paying
what I
off.
mean?
Did you ever get hit and get wobbled? Like
I actually did. I was sparring. It was like my first year in fighting. I was at Manfredo's gym, and I was sparring this southboard dude, older dude, and I walked straight into a left hand, straight into it. It was in my early years.
I've done it.
I walked in and I ended up on the floor. And they're like, you good? I'm like, I'm fine. I got back up, and that wasn't discouraging. It was like, all right, I want to learn how to not get hit like that ever again in my life because that was embarrassing. So,
it's about
Yeah.
getting back up.
yeah, it's about getting back up and learning, just like everything else.
Okay. All right, so this is number 6. What was the feeling before your very first amateur fight, and did that carry over into your first professional fight?
I was nervous as hell. Nervous. I mean, I like to make sure, I wanted to make my coaches happy. I didn't want to get embarrassed. I was a young teenager, so, that cockiness, I was nervous. I wasn't scared, I was nervous. I just wanted to do so well. And then when the bell rang, I forgot everything. I forgot everything. I forgot. It's like when the bell rings for your first fight, it's like you feel like you forget everything you've learned.
This your pro fight?
This was my first amateur fight.
Oh, amateur.
Yeah.
fight. Okay.
And the nervousness turned into anticipation and excitement going into the pros. So
Was it like a I gotta be the best me nervousness, or was it like I don't know what's going on, like I don't know how to feel nervousness?
I knew I wanted to be the best me. I wasn't nervous about the other person. I was just more nervous about wanting to do really good.
You want to perform.
Yeah, I want to
Show
perform,
everybody,
man. I want to show everybody that I can really do this. I don't
Show
want to.
everybody what you got.
Yeah, I didn't want to be just another girl in the gym that was trying to fight, and then in a couple years kind of let it die out. I was like, yo, I really want to do this. And being a woman in the gym, you gotta do things twice as hard.
Yeah,
you gotta show
your ass.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the nervousness has turned into anticipation and excitement, and I have like a whole mindset I get into when I fight now. So it's awesome.
So it's more serious now?
It's more serious.
Much more serious now.
We crack jokes up until the bell rings. I mean, my in the back room it's really cool, calm, collective.
Most
but
fighters are friends.
What?
Most fighters are friends. They know each other.
Yeah, well,
So
women, especially women, we gotta stick together because we got a lot to prove, and we gotta get up just as equal as the guys do. So it's not as serious, but like I told you guys before, it's like almost I have a ceremony. But when I'm walking out to that ring, I have the drums playing. I get in my mindset. I remember everything I'm fighting for, and then I just let it go in the ring. So it's not so much serious. Like I gotta focus. It's more or less like I know it's like a ceremonial thing of me walking into that ring. So I'm more professional now. I'm more poised now. I'm more relaxed. I'm not like
it's all business.
yeah. So all business when I get in that ring. We can be friends later. It's all business when we get in there.
Do or die.
Do or die. Warrior spirit.
Yep. So that brings me to number 7. What did you realize that you was good and really wanted to go pro?
Probably early on in my amateur career because I didn't really have an amateur style to begin with. I wasn't really about the pity pat and getting points. I want to brawl. I want to fight. You know what I mean? I want to look for those knockouts.
You wanted to be a dog.
Yeah, I wanted to be a
from
dog.
the rip.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the amateurs it's a good program, especially now with the amateurs having the women's Olympics now. It's really good, especially for the younger women, the younger girls coming up. But I realized I wanted to go pro when I didn't have the funds or the means to get to those amateur tournaments that you need to get that experience too.
You need huge support
Yeah, you
from
do.
family, friends,
Yep.
sponsors.
Mhm.
It is. My homegirl Mickey Pryor was ranked #1 female boxer in the world. Big up, Mickey. Love you, baby. So I watched her go through all of that.
Mhm.
So I definitely could relate to all of that stuff
Yeah.
because I literally watched this firsthand, and it was hard to even make fights
Mhm.
because the lack of female fighters that there was at the time,
Yeah.
and I'm sure it's still not as prevalent as
Yeah. It's
even
getting there.
now.
Yeah, it's getting there, and like I said, the amateurs now, especially for women, is amazing. Now they have teams that we have a USA team now, and the women going to the Olympics, and there's just a lot. They've done things a lot better for the women. So, and with my weight class, I was fighting anywhere between 154 and 160 as an amateur, and around here,
So you bounce around.
I fight anywhere from 150 to 160.
What do you
and
feel most comfortable though?
154.
150?
154 is like where I feel like the quickest,
zone.
more comfort zone. But I don't mind
Junior
160.
middleweight?
I'm a
What's
yeah.
junior middleweight?
Junior middle is 154,
Yeah,
and then middleweight. I'm real comfortable at middleweight though. I'm real comfortable at 60. I've learned to get comfortable because I wasn't supposed to fight at middleweight. When they called me for the IBA, it was for the middleweight, and I'm like, oh whatever, all right, 160.
So you just
cool.
have to just
Yeah,
slow it down.
Yeah, yep.
Is it because you can eat a little more,
Nah, it's not even
or
that.
because
It's
they're a
just-
little bit slower?
It's not even that. It's just I like fighting bigger girls because I know I can hang with them.
Bigger target.
Yeah, bigger target, bigger girls. I just like fighting that. I like fighting at 160. I'm comfortable there right now because taking a step up a weight class was like, all right, well, let's see if I can hang. I mean, and I can hang. I can more than hang. You know what I mean? So it's cool. I like fighting the bigger girls.
By the way, I like your style.
Thank you.
You got a how you say it? A passive. It looks like you have a thinker's aggressive style.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if that makes sense to anybody,
People who box, I guess.
but some people they're aggressive, but they don't know why they're being aggressive.
Mhm.
So when
And
you,
then some people are aggressive, and they're thinking why they're being aggressive. And she understands that, we understand that, but I'm trying to get y'all to understand that not everybody in the ring just gets in there and just throws punches. No, it's
Like, when you
it's a
go
chess
in there,
match.
do you do a lot of thinking, or you just react? You just do.
It's a combination of both. I'm a natural counter puncher. I've kind of developed my style more being a little bit more aggressive because that's how you win fights. But you have to think. You have to think. All right, if I throw this, what's she gonna do? If she does that, meanwhile, still moving your feet, still moving your head, keeping your hands up. There's a lot you have to think about. But the more you do it, repetition is the father of learning. It becomes second nature. So
And you stop thinking about what you
Yeah.
have to really think about.
Yeah, exactly.
To think about what's really in front of you.
yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Boxing, in boxing, they teach you how to react. That's basically what boxing is. You react to what the other person's doing, or you set the tone, and then you react to what they react to you. So it's like a back and forth. But I'm thinking, there's times where I've thought about the dumbest shit in the ring, and I'm like, all right, I gotta get focused.
Can you
Like,
elaborate on that?
Like-
We'd like to know that.
like I'll be in the
Yeah.
ring, and I'm like, damn man, when I get home, I gotta make sure. Did I turn off that stove? Like stupid stuff just like pops in my head sometimes. It's really
Oh,
stupid.
shit.
Or like, that girl got a big forehead, Joe, man. She headbutts me, it's over. Like, stupid stuff. Really stupid stuff. But,
Oh man.
I mean, like I said, you can't.
Shit that don't got nothing to do
Nope.
with boxing.
No, nope.
It just pops up.
And I'll be real, I'm sure fighter can attest to that. It's,
Joe, did you ever go through any of that in the ring?
there's so much going on in your head.
Just because you was a mean motherfucker back then,
I
Joe.
just go in there, do what I have to do.
If you think too much, though, with everything, you're going to think yourself into a craze, and then you forget everything, and then it's too late. You know what I mean? So, that's why.
When you go in there, do you want to hurt somebody?
Yes,
or-
because they want to hurt
hurt
me.
somebody.
So yeah, I mean, it took me a while to get there. At first, it was kind of like I didn't have that. I had the killer instinct, but I was almost like I was saving it for something. But this gym is gully, so they bring it out of me. Like they bring it. you got to break yourself all the way down to build yourself up. And I've gotten broken down plenty of times, and that warrior instinct is in there. If they're in there to hurt me, I'm in there to hurt them.
Hey, by the way,
Yeah.
did you
Got
tell
all
the people
this?
what gym we in? Can you please explain?
Big Six Boxing Academy in Providence, Rhode Island. Jason Big Six Estrada.
And what's the address to that gym? So if anybody wants to come down to this gym and bring the kids.
816 Douglas Avenue in Providence, Rhode Island. This is the
All right.
home of 2004 Olympic heavyweights, Jason Estrada, Matt Too Smooth Godfrey, and of course me, 3-time world champion.
That's right.
We have many fighters in here, a lot of amateurs, a lot of kids, a lot of couple pros coming up. So yeah, this gym is the realest in the 401 area. I will say that. So anybody wants to challenge that, come on down.
Bang bang.
Come
So-
on down.
That leads me to I believe number 8. How do you feel about the Standing Rock pipeline situation that's still going on, unbeknownst to popular belief, who think that no, the Native people, we fought, and we won. No, we didn't win. Standing Rock is still fighting these people, and it was actually a recent spill not that long ago. So I'm not a political person. Politics is not my thing. So I don't tend to pay attention to a lot that goes on in those aspects. But I can't help but to see certain things when it comes to Native people, because we counted out so much in life, period, that anything related to Native people is almost like a given. I just have to look at it and watch it, even when I'm not really paying attention. So with that being said,
It's something that it put eyes on this problem that has been a problem for forever. It's put it in mainstream, which is great, but everybody's liking and sharing things on Facebook and everything, but things that are actively done, like people going down there and helping with the camps and stuff. These are things that we need to do as Native people, no matter what tribe you're from. I can go on and on about Standing Rock. It's not just Standing Rock. There's actually tribes in New England that are dealing with the same pipeline issues. There's dealing with other issues, political issues. It's something that's been a political issue ever since they came over here. It started off being like that. Standing Rock is just an extension of that. So do I think it's right, whether it was Native people or not, do I think it's right that they're drilling through water? Hell no. I mean, come on now. It makes sense. It has nothing to do with Native people, non-Native people at all. It's just what's right and what's wrong. Like, you shouldn't drill through sacred grounds on the Native end, first of all. Second of all, put in a pipeline in water that people use for drinking, bathing, and everything else. It's just putting so many people, human beings, at risk. And what good are laws if people can just override them?
Ride the laws, right.
It makes no sense. And with this dickhead of a president that we have now, it just makes things even harder.
And he is a dickhead.
Yes, he is. Fuck
A
Trump. I really don't
dickhead.
care.
I don't give a fuck. He's a dickhead.
Politics is not my forte either. I do pay attention as much as I need to, so that when I need to step up and be the warrior that I am outside the ring, I have some kind of knowledge about it. But
Gotcha.
man, I stand with Standing Rock, and if there's anything I can do on my end, I've already reached out to people. It's just going to be a constant battle. It's just one of many too, and it's just unfortunate that there was during the main part of it, when they were spraying everybody down with cold water, there was a lot of injuries. I think somebody had died after the injury. Like,
That's crazy, man.
just unnecessary forces, and just it's kind of history is repeating itself with that. It's just a modern day war.
I mean, that really stuff like the reason why I don't try to delve into that. It's not that I'm a coward. Obviously, I fought. It's just that it breaks my heart, and so I hate to hear about it, because I kind of feel helpless. That, all right, well, what can I really do about it? But that's not exactly the attitude we should have either. So it's like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. So that's my personal reason to why I personally really don't get involved with certain situations. But that right there is something that I'm coming to terms with on my own, and I'm eventually going to try to address and stick my foot in there and get to work. And maybe one of these days it'll be dope if I could have yourself. I have a good friend, Lynette Graybull, and she's an advocate for human trafficked children, because we have the biggest case of all people in the world you know, Native American women are severely trafficked and used as sex slaves and all kind of horrific stuff that I don't even want to talk about because it makes me too serious. But her and people like Benaz Daha Lone Wolf, who I actually emailed a while ago, and they fight for Native rights, and they both happen to be half black. So it's real cool that to see somebody who's like us,
Definitely.
you know, really out there fighting for our people and making it happen. And one of these days, I'm gonna get all three of y'all on this show. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna get y'all asses on this show. Y'all know that, right? But I'm not gonna stay on that question too long.
Yeah, that's a
I'm
whole
gonna dive into another question before I get all depressing on y'all asses. And y'all see me over here, man, with the sourpuss face like my dog just died. So I'm gonna go to number 9. How do you feel about the Pokanoket winning a dispute and settlement against Brown College? Oh!
That's how I feel. That's all.
Yeah.
Pokanoket is actually a sister tribe to the Seekonk Wampanoag.
That's
Pokanoket, Wampanoag tribe, Wampanoag Nation. They're a sister tribe, and I am very, very happy. It's a win for the whole Wampanoag Nation. I mean, it's only right. It's our land anyway.
That's
you know what I
right.
mean? So they still got some things to sort out, but I'm elated by that. That was great to hear.
That was dope.
That was yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, it felt like it was my fucking birthday. When
Yeah,
I
no,
saw
that was
when I looked at that and read that information, it was like, oh shit.
Yeah, there's like I said, you know, with Native American politics or Native American issues in a whole, it's so hush hush, and you don't see it in mainstream.
And it's very
so-
rare that we win.
Yeah, exactly. But it's and there's so many issues, political issues that's based around Native American rights that people don't want to put on mainstream. So it's things like Standing Rock, Pokanokets, it's just putting us on the map and kind of bringing more eyes to the situations and these problems that have been around forever.
Got you. Joe, I know this is out of your round,
I
brother.
don't know what y'all talking about.
Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna bring you into
I'm
this.
just listening.
So I'm gonna ask her a last question
Let's go. I'm about
related to Native issues. We just wanted to put that out there for the people, because there's a lot of people who would want to see somebody like Kaylee Reis, who's out there fighting for our people, be asked these questions and respond to them. So I just wanted to make sure we cover all these grounds while we have all in our presence. So number 10, do you feel as a Native that being mixed with black opposed to being mixed with white, we're treated different?
Absolutely. That's something I've dealt with for the 31 years
Me
I've been
too.
on this earth.
I've been here for 38 of them, and I feel the same exact way. So
It's I could say, and I've said this all the time, I've received racism from every race possible, but the worst racism I've ever received has been amongst my own Native people, and it's terrible. If you mix with white and Native, it's
not
more
in question.
privilege. If you mix with black or island and Native, it's you a nigga anyway. I say Indian, you a nigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's terrible. It's a very taboo subject, especially within Native country. It's something that needs to be talked about more
real.
and more
Yeah.
and more, especially for these kids. The Native American or the suicide rate in Native American, young Native
the
American
highest of
is the
anybody.
highest of everybody, and that has a lot to do with it. I work with young kids, not young Native kids, but young kids. That's what I do for a living. I work in a group home, and just that suicide rate is crazy. But I do my own research, and I do a lot of speaking to schools and reach out, and it's terrible. And people have this preconceived image of how Native Americans supposed to look. Everybody's supposed to look like Pocahontas.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If you use your head.
Oh, by the way, Pocahontas, I'm Power 10 for Monkey. She was dark as shit like my grandfather. Don't let them fool you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, if you use your head logically, if you have a coastal people, if I let this hair get wet, my hair is curly and puffy. But if you have an island people, no matter whether you're Native, Jamaican, whatever, your hair is gonna be different. Your accent's gonna be different. Your skin's gonna be different depending on the climate, depending on where you are. So, just the racism I receive from being a black Native is interesting, and I don't get mad. It's just I just kind of laugh like they're just ignorant. It's fine, but I'm very proud of who I am, and I have no problem being a mixed black Cape Verdean Native Two-Spirit, which I'm also gay. So I have all kinds of stuff to speak about with that shit. So any kind of problem or issue that mixed Natives or Native American, especially with the youth, I can speak on it. I have no problem speaking about it, but it needs to be spoken about, and I don't understand why we get treated different. I think we're better anyway.
So now that you on it, and I ain't have to bring it up,
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm gonna go ahead and ask because it's a loaded question.
Everybody ask. Go ahead, ask.
Do you
away.
like guys, girls, or girls in guys, or are you single?
I'm not single. I am engaged to my lovely fiance, Stephanie, sitting right over there.
Ow. That's what's up, baby.
No, I've dated men in the past. I've dated women, but I mean, I'm more comfortable with who I'm with right now. You know what I mean? I'm more comfortable with being with women. I relate more to them. It's just what I've on this earth to be, and that's who I am. I hate labels. Labels are for cans of tuna. I'm not like I'm just
So do you get called two-spirit?
I get called two-spirit. I get called gay. I don't get called lesbian or butch or anything.
But not to your face.
No, not to my face.
Because they know the response to that, the half to that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, respectively, a two-spirit. I'm just me. At the end of the day, I'm just KO, and that's who I'm with, and it is what it is. Growing up, I like people. I was real confused growing up, but, I mean, I figured out what my path is, and this is my path, and I'm walking it proudly with my head
That's
held
right.
high.
And as long as you feel good and comfortable in your shoes,
Exactly.
fuck them. I'm going to give her a big-ass hug since a lot of guys don't.
Bring it in.
And I don't give a damn.
I get that question asked all the time.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Some people will be barking up the wrong tree. I'm like, bro, go that way.
So that was the 10th, right?
Yes.
So we got 4 more. All right, so 11, and this is a real good one, and I'm sure a lot of people, a lot of fans, especially a lot of female fans out there, they would really, really want to know these questions. Okay, well, the big thing back in the days in the 50s and 60s was this. All right, why should they be paid as much as us if we doing all the work?
Mm-hmm.
All right, when they started doing the work, what the fuck is your argument? If they doing the same work as you, why shouldn't they be paid as much as you?
Exactly.
So, okay, that brings me to this. If they boxing just like you, why shouldn't they get the same light as you? And that's how I feel about it. Is if you put on 2 gloves, you're equal. Does that mean you should be fighting a female in a professional fight?
No.
No, it shouldn't. That's dumbfounded, and it's just illogical. As you know, as people, it's just dumb to think some stupid shit like that. Can you spar with them? You motherfucking right, you can spar with them. Because guess what? You're gonna learn from each other. And women tend to think more than men. I don't give a fuck what you say. I'm being chauvinist from a female aspect, because they do. Period. They think more than men. They're more wiser than men. They grow faster than men. They do a whole lot of shit better than men. But boxing, from what I can see, even in female basketball, you will see that the women listen to the fucking coaches and execute the game plan. And I've seen this time and time again. So I truly don't understand how anybody could be negative. I have any negative remarks regarding female fighters. MMA, Muay Thai, professional boxing, wrestling. I don't give a fuck what fight sport it is. You shouldn't have nothing to say about no female fighting. If they can do it, let them do it. Period. And it's a dope sport, by the way.
Got a champ right here.
That's right.
Well,
These titles.
I always say, like you said, you had a good point. Like, everybody asked me, should a female fight a man in a professional fight? Absolutely not. A woman's a woman at the end of the day, a man's a man. However, the only thing I ever ask whenever I walk in the gym, don't treat me like a female, treat me like another fighter. Because I come in there, I spar with the guys. If you're my weight or around my weight, I spar guys that weigh a lot more than me, a little less than me. I get variety. So, I mean, it should be something that if you a fighter, like you said, you put on 2 gloves, you should be treated as a fighter. The pay is ridiculous. The pay, if you ever look at the pay difference between men and women, it's ridiculous. The support we get and the television time that we get, we're working up to that. Women's boxing is kind of in a whole new flow right now, which is really, really good because we have some really... You will get there, especially with the names like Katie Taylor, Clarissa Shields. I mean, these names and these women, these talented women. Amanda Serrano, she's a beast. The Serrano sisters. I mean, we have a lot of good talent that needs to be showcased a little bit more, so people don't think it's a novelty sport. It's not just 2 pretty girls putting on gloves and slapping each other. I mean, we work as hard or twice as hard because we got so much more to prove than these guys. I mean, they think we need 1 less minute in the ring, where I'm training for 3 minutes, I spar 3 minutes. Why can't we fight 3 minutes? You know,
You motherfucking right.
it doesn't make
Layla
any
Ali
sense.
was a pretty girl. You a pretty girl.
Thank you.
What does that have to do with ability?
It's just it's so
Yeah.
medieval times in the way. I mean, like I said, slowly but surely baby steps are being made and it's starting to get on equal grounds. But I mean, I got one of the same belts as Mayweather has. Am I getting Mayweather money? Hell no. I don't think anybody's getting Mayweather money.
That's a lineal belt, y'all. That is the WBC.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. We should get treated and paid and compensated for our work just like the guys do. I mean, like I said, it's come a long, long, long way. I mean, we got a lot more work to do, but I mean, we got a lot more women involved in the sport, so it's getting really interesting as far as the weight classes, the talent we have. We just need people behind it. We need the promoters to put female fights on, more than one every show. I mean, we should have, like, if there's a 10 fights in the show, there should be 4 or 5 female fights. You have enough female fighters out there. It's just the promoters to get behind it, the TV networks to get behind it. I was lucky enough to have my last fight televised. I was blessed to have it televised, but it just needs to be something that's a common thing, not like a special feature. It should be common. Like, if there's a fight, if there's a boxing card, there should be women. All the time. It shouldn't be something
Not sometimes.
Yeah, that's what makes it a novelty. You know what I mean? Like, oh, sometimes it's a female fight. Like, I don't think it's right.
So whenever they have boxing, period, there should be some females on those cards.
Yeah, it should be a mix.
That's televised, not just because a lot of the times, which I don't know, as a lot of the times when the actual fights on Showtime are being aired and they're televised, there are female fighters on those cards, and they're not being televised. So that in its own is a problem, and I think that should be corrected. I stand to be corrected if that shouldn't be corrected, but I think I'm right. So
I mean, look at MMA. You have you are bound to see 2 or 3 female MMA fights and 2 or 3 male. It's equal, and I commend the MMA for treating the women and respecting women combat sport and treating it like that. I just wish boxing would get on the same wavelength with supporting the women.
And that's why Dana White is winning and MMA is winning right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
Bellator is winning right now. And I'm not saying boxing is not, because boxing in 2017 is the biggest year. I don't give a fuck what year you put up against. There's no year bigger than 2017 in boxing, period. Money-wise, fame-wise, fighters-wise. You can keep saying, oh, the fighters are not. No, you're lying. There's a huge influx of boxing, and heavyweight boxing is back on the scene. I know. So, yeah, don't use that as an excuse. Now you didn't have female boxing in the 50s. You understand? You didn't have these things that you have in boxing today, and you definitely didn't have it overseas. So now you have USA and overseas, like London is huge right now in boxing.
It's always been big with London.
Yeah, Australia is a new market in boxing. So now you have these huge places who have a huge influx of fans watching this, and they're all working with each other. So boxing is a beautiful thing right now, and it's as big as it's ever been. So don't listen to these old school heads talking about boxing. Oh, when I was coming up, boxing is big as it's ever been. Period, and that's a fact.
I mean, overseas, women's boxing I get treated a lot different over there. I noticed that when I'm in Europe, they treat their fighters a lot different. The female fighters get a lot more respect. It's pretty much, the U.S. is probably the last one in line. Mexico, female fighting is huge in Mexico. And the U.S. got to kind of get on the same page. Hopefully. We're getting there. Yeah, we'll get there.
All right, so that was number 11. I'm going to go to number 12, which I already pretty much asked that question. But I don't think I asked it in directly. So how did you feel when you first won the title? Because you won several titles.
Which one?
That's when you
WBC.
first. No,
For this one, or the WBC?
no, because this was your first one.
Yeah.
And from what we was explaining behind the scenes, I'll let her expound on that one.
Well, the WBC, like I said in the beginning, it was kind of like a close to everything that I've been working for.
This is number 1, right?
This is the number 1 belt. This is the last belt I won, but this was the first belt. So there's mixed feelings with both of them. Well, I already explained that, so.
Okay. Number 12. I'm sorry, that was number 12. Number 13. How did you feel when you first truly lost?
I felt like I let everybody down. And I have 6 losses. However, I always get this question: how the hell, after people see me fight, how the hell do you have losses?
Because politics is a motherfucker.
It is. I say I got losses, but I ain't never gotten beat. Ain't nobody ever beat my ass. So I have the losses, and I take them. I take the L's how I take them. If it's a loss, it's a loss. I learn from it, and I move on from it. I embrace the losses just like I embrace the wins. You have to. You have to learn from it. You have to evolve from it, and you got to grow from it. If you focus on the loss and just, oh my God, it's already happened and you lost, whatever. Whether it was politics, whether you got robbed or whatever, it sucks and it hurts. But I mean, I could have done things differently in the losses. I could have done things differently in this fight. I could have done better. I always think I could always do better.
That's why I said truly lost, opposed to how do you feel when you lost? Because sometimes you might lose on paper, but that don't mean you really lost.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
you could just be the B-side.
In Germany, and they have open scoring.
You understand what I'm saying?
And knock her down and they count slow.
So that leads me to number 14. Do you feel that politics played a part in your losses?
But yes, probably the 5 out of the 6. Yes,
Usually,
a lot of them.
you in the A corner or the B corner?
When I go overseas, I'm on the B side. I'm not the A side. As if you go to anybody's
you're the
backyard.
opponent.
Yeah, I'm the opponent, but I'm an eye-opening opponent because people who fight me after like, holy shit. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
they don't want no more smoke.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not an opponent. I'm a contender. I'm a very seasoned. I'm a good contender. Oh yeah. You know, I'm a 3-time world champion. It's not for no reason, but being the B side is an interesting experience. It's something that I embrace and something that I've had to learn to grow to like. I like being an underdog. I like people underestimating me. I like people sleeping on me because I usually wake them up. So you have to have both sides. I wouldn't change my career for anything. I wouldn't say, I wish I had things given to me. Things happen the way they need to happen, and I wouldn't change my career. I wouldn't change any fight that I've ever fought. I've learned from.
So do you feel that because you had the obstacles that you had in front of you, it made you a better fighter?
Yeah, absolutely. I've learned the ins and outs of boxing, in and out of the ring, the politics of boxing. I didn't get hand-fed, cherry-pick fighters, and just kind of amped up and kind of just, hometown, stay in my cute little area here and don't leave home. I've gotten to experience all sides of boxing, all different countries, different cultures, everything about boxing, and there's so much more to learn. So I think me being the road warrior that I am is evolved me as a better fighter, a better thinker, a better person, all the things that ups and downs. Wouldn't change anything at all.
And it definitely you probably learned the ins and outs of how the business works, how it operates.
Oh yeah, how the shitty business works sometimes. There's good people and there's bad people, just like any other business. It's entertainment, so you have your good people, you have your not so good people.
So I got my last and final 15, and that's who do you want to fight next?
Whoever wants to fight me next. Who wants to fight me? I mean, we all know, let's just put the elephant in the room here, Claressa Shields. I just was at her fight on Friday. She fought Tori Nelson.
What's that girl's name?
She's Olympic medalist 2 times.
Claressa Shields.
What they call? What else they call?
T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Yeah. Yep. Big up to Claressa. She had a wonderful performance and a win over Tori Nelson. I mean, the girl is talented. She's cut from a different cloth, you know what I mean? And she's in my weight class, much respect to her. When she turned pro, she was calling me out, Christina out, and, one of the top dogs of the game with respect. So she knows if she wants to be the best, she got to beat the best. I know we're going to meet.
And that's Christina Hammer, right?
Yeah, Christina Hammer.
Where would you like to fight her?
Where?
Yeah.
And what weight? Because y'all both kind of bounce between.
Well, where would she like to fight, in New York or?
Where would be? I never fought in Vegas. Why not make it a real big fight in Vegas? You know what I mean? I've never fought there.
So you would want to fight at middleweight at that?
Oh yeah, I'm not a super middleweight. I'm a middleweight. My last fight, I fought a heavyweight that came down to like super middle.
And that's a different experience.
That was fun. I loved that fight. But yeah, I mean,
with your titles on the line.
My titles wouldn't be. These titles wouldn't be on the line. Depending on how 2018 goes, I know she has prior engagements with Christina Hammer. I know her and Christina Hammer are gonna meet. I'm in there. I'm in the mix. I'm relevant. I'm gonna stay relevant. But as far as who I want to fight, it's whoever wants to fight me. Like I said, the obvious thing is I know people always ask me, you ever going to fight Shields? We know that fight's going to happen because, I mean, she's going to run out of people to fight, and I would love to test my skills against her, and I think I'd give her a really, really good fight. I mean, we'll see what happens with this
so
year.
Being that you was at the fight, what did you gather from that fight?
I mean, she's a 2-time Olympic world gold medalist. I mean, she's really good. I thought that she would have stopped Tori Nelson. I fought Tori Nelson, and she's really awkward. So sometimes I don't know. Like, I didn't talk to Clarissa after the fight or anything, but she did her thing. She handled her business. I thought she coasted through that fight very well. She handled her business. Tori had nothing. She had no answers for her. You know what I mean? And she's just gonna keep getting better with time. She's settling into the pros, and she's making good transition. And you know, I like what I saw.
So being that styles make fights, and we all know styles make fights, even the fans know that. And in boxing, we know that, but we know the nitty and the gritty side. Let me tell y'all something about boxing that y'all don't understand from the outside. Boxing is 90% mental and 10% physical. Y'all only see the picture when it's done. Y'all don't understand what it takes to make the picture. So
That'll work.
What I mean by that is that when you're actually in the ring, sometimes you gotta dig and find a place within you, even when you feel that you might be outstyled, outmatched, outclassed, and you have to find a way to win. So with me saying that, y'all two styles, which are very similar that I noticed. What do you feel that you would have to bring to the table to be Clarissa?
Everything, because she's smart. She's really smart. She can adapt. She has her tools. She has very fine, sharpened tools that she brings. She's just gonna get sharper. You know what I mean? So I gotta bring my A game. I haven't really seen anybody take the fight to her. Like you said, we kind of have similar styles. I mean, she has her style of mine, but like you said, we're thinking aggressively. So it would. But she likes to bang too. So she has the two types. I have the two types. So I just know when I fight somebody who's that skilled and that good, it brings out the best in me. And so
it's probably gonna be a dog fight. Two
pit
pit bulls in the skirt.
Pretty much, man. Pretty much. I mean, I love fighting talented fighters. I love fighting people that fight, and she's one of the talented fighters we got out here right now, especially in the weight class. So much respect, and I mean, don't put anything past anybody you fight. You know what I mean? But I honestly think for my style, especially because I'm evolving too, I just keep getting better with my fights. And I'm finally in a place in my career where I have a promoter now and things are really going well. So I just think when the time's right, we're going to meet and it's going to be fun. Because I know she enjoys doing what she does and I enjoy doing what I do. So let's make this happen when it needs to happen.
That's what I'm
I think it's going to be fun, man.
Bang,
especially
bang.
after seeing it live. It's different seeing it live and watching it on TV. So I was able to sit there ringside and actually and watch her work. And it was a pleasure to watch her work. Definitely
I like that. You know, a lot of the times and that's another thing about female fighters. I rarely see female fighters shoot down other female fighters. Because dudes,
why not?
we horrible. We measure each other's dicks. And we shoot each other down on a regular. I mean, it's cool to be competitive in the sport. But sometimes you got to give credit where credit is due. Just because the man is doing his thing and you're not on that level doesn't mean that you have the right to shoot that man down. It's really a judgment on your character when you do that. Because whether you know it or not or see it or not, people look at you funny for doing it. So
it's not worth it. I mean, especially when women's boxing, we got to stick together. You know what I mean? We have like I told you before, we have a very interesting lineup in the super middle and the middleweight division. She announced she's coming down to 160, and like I said, so it's very, very, very interesting. But I'm excited. I'm not like, oh shit. Like, if you got into it for the wrong reason, you just want to be the queen. Like, I want to fight. I want to fight the best. I want to, leave my mark here. And she's doing a lot to put women's boxing on a map. I mean, she's like the queen of Showtime right now. This guy's fighting on her undercard. You know what I mean? So
you want to fight
ups.
her?
Of course. So why wouldn't I?
So you want to knock her out?
Well, I want to knock everybody out, but you know what I'm saying? I want to fight the best. I want to leave my mark here. So,
with that being said, so when you go into fights, because everybody has a way how they approach fights. You got methodical thinkers, people like Peterson, and don't think for 1 second that Errol Spence is going to have a fucking walk in the park with Peterson, because he's a very methodical
can't wait to that fight.
And he's a thinker. And Peterson, besides, pure natural punching power, he don't really do too much wrong. Oh no, he don't. That's a boxer right there, and I'm telling you that for real. So he got his hands tied, and I'm definitely going for Errol Spence. Who you going for?
I'm just gonna watch.
Who you going for?
Spence.
Spence.
I'm going for Spence, but
I say if I had to pick a side,
I
I'd be
like Spence,
Spence.
too.
But
I'm going for Spence because power respects power.
I would like to get a third fight with Christina Hammer. But going back to
I would like to see that too.
I want to see it here though,
Mhm.
because that was ridiculous.
Do you think she would give that to you here?
She's gonna have to eventually? I mean, the middleweight, we're busy, but we're not that busy, so we're gonna cross paths again. And I would like to hope that she, after she makes her U.S. debut, that she fights here a lot more, especially getting signed with Salida Promotions. I would want to fight her here. I fought her. They made me go to Germany to defend my WBC over there, which again didn't make any sense, and that's a whole nother subject. But I would love to see what happens on common ground. I never fought her on common ground. You know what I'm saying?
take her out of her element.
Her element, comfort zone,
Yeah.
in the comfort of knowing judges and refs in my home. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
You go overseas, you already lost 4 rounds. You know what I mean? So
If you don't knock out, you're gonna lose.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that fight was annoying. It was like probably the longest fight ever. My last fight in the title defense. It was just a long fight.
So that's a fight that you want to fight in Vegas, or
Vegas, whatever, just on common ground. It would just be on something.
so it don't
that-
matter where in the U.S.
Yeah, no
just
matter
as long
where
as
in
you
the
get
US.
the chance to
Yeah, it's fight in
redeem
the US.
yourself.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
definitely. I mean, I would like to fight her again.
Would you change your style up, or would you go at the same style but maybe change a few things up?
I would, of course. I'm always changing something up or fine tuning what worked last time.
Mm-hmm.
Fine tune that and then figure out what else we could add to it to make it a more distinct. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't fight. I can't fight the same way I fought because then I'd lose again.
Gotcha.
So you just have to fine tune what did work, kind of amplify it, and then figure out what else we can add and just go from there. I mean, I definitely should have beat her twice, but
Something I want to point out, so because people might look at your record and go, "Oh, she got 6 losses." Let me tell y'all something about those 6 losses. Losses mean nothing when you're dealing with the politics of boxing. We already know that in boxing, period, there's politics. Just imagine about female boxing. There's even more because it's something that it's a beast that's not tamed yet. They have not. We've been dealing with male boxing since the late 1800s, so we understand pugilism from a male aspect, but from females, they still experiment. So they're still getting that in order. So there's a whole lot of politics that come with that. So I don't feel that she lost 6 fights. How many fights out of the 6 do you feel that you actually lost, or did you lose any?
I would say maybe 2. It would definitely be the title defense against Christina in November last year. And then when I fought Hannah Gabriels in Costa Rica, that was a whole shit show in itself. I fought outside in the rain. They skipped around.
It's fucked up.
It was just a mental battle that was just and I had a different corner. It was just things that wasn't placed right. Not throwing out any excuses. A loss is a loss.
No. Okay, I got you.
But did I lose? Yeah, I lost the fight. Because of X, Y, and Z is irrelevant, but yeah, I lost the fight. It was whatever, you know what I mean? So that's another fight I would like to
I
fight.
just wanted.
How would you fight T-Rex?
Like I said, I would bring my A game. I would bring everything. However, I wouldn't fight her like I've seen a lot of these girls kind of fight her kind of confused. Like they don't really know where to start. A little scared, you know. You got to bring the fight too, and you got to be really smart too. Just like he said, my style is more like an aggressive thinker. She is too. So I'd have to just kind of just fine tune those
So you want to
attributes.
back her up.
Back her up. She could fight going backwards. I'd back her up, cut angles. I mean, I'd use everything, every tool that I have. I'd have to break it out and also be prepared for her to adjust, and so I'd have to adjust as well. You know what I mean? She's a little taller, so definitely the body work is there. You know, just fight my best fight.
Okay.
She. I mean, just like everybody else. Just like I'm beatable, she's beatable. Everybody is beatable. Everybody is beatable. It's just you just gotta do
You know
it.
what that sounds like to me? That sounds like that's gonna be a fight fought in the trenches.
Yeah, it is. It is. I don't.
A dog fight.
Yeah, I mean,
So it's gonna be a battle.
I think it's gonna be a battle. Like I was just telling you, like I honestly, and this is no stroke to my ego or anything, just knowing boxing and knowing how when I fought Christina, I fought her twice. So knowing her style and seeing Claressa's style, I'm sure Claressa's gonna figure out all you gotta do is cut her off because Christina loves to run. She loves to run, so I'm sure she can cut her off and get the angles and get the work on her. I know she's gonna beat the crap out of her when she catches her though. If and when she catches her. Do I think she's gonna
let her
catch her?
hands
Yeah,
go.
she's gonna let her hands go, but she gotta catch her first. And that's the thing Christina likes to run. But do I think Shields versus me, and Hammer versus Shields, which fight do I think will be a better fight? I honestly think me and Shields would be a spectator better fight. You know what I mean? Just because like you said, our styles are similar. And I just think it will be a more entertaining fight maybe than the.
And y'all both gonna let y'all fucking hands go.
Yeah, we got a lot to prove, especially leading up to it. I mean, I'm sure Christina and Sheila's gonna be a good fight. They both got a lot to prove, but I know Christina's style and I've seen Claressa's style, so it could go either way. It could be Christina could change it up and go towards her, and they can go head on, or it could be the same Christina and a better Claressa than there was last fight, and then she can catch her and kind of explode. When we fight, I mean, I honestly think it's just gonna be like I was telling my manager, I'm like, yo, I want it to be like Ward Gotti, female version. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna see.
That was
we
brutal.
Yeah, I know it was brutal, but I like fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Gotti an award?
Hell yeah, that was too. Listen, let me tell you something, man.
Brawl,
I ain't gonna fucking lie. We all know you saw me fight since I was a little fucking boy. I like to fight, but the punishment that was going on both sides.
Man, it was such a seesaw
How the
fight.
fuck did they get out of that?
I don't know, but those are
God
spectator
damn.
worthy fights, and those are
Yes.
good fights, and it's not somebody who's gonna run and chase. You know what I mean?
Those
Like
are gladiators.
exactly, those
Yeah.
are warriors, and Claressa's a warrior. I'm a warrior. Christina's a fighter. She does her thing, but she has that very European style. I mean, she uses her footwork is impeccable because she can run, boy. And she knows how to box. She knows how to use the ring very well. I'm not taking anything away from her. She's a
But do
good
you
boxer.
think she's kind of stiff, maybe?
Little stiff. She kind of fights a little
She
tall.
she don't really bend.
She fights tall. You know what I mean? And like I said, Claressa is gonna figure it out. She's gonna figure out easy. She says she's gonna whoop her ass. I believe she's gonna whoop her ass. You know what I mean? When she catches her, because Christina has her skates
Roger Rabbit?
on. She got her skates on, boy. And
Is
she's
it,
like,
but is it like Roger Rabbit or is it effective?
it's effective.
Movement.
It's effective,
Lateral
especially
movement.
especially for somebody who doesn't know how to cut the ring off. If you're a fighter that likes to chase, you're gonna be chasing her all night. I mean, you're gonna be chasing her all night. She gets, and then if you fight her in Germany, they're gonna let her hold and then yell at you for holding. So you know what I mean. So yeah, man, she likes to hold, and she was holding, but I got in trouble for holding. I wasn't holding, and then the ref pushed me like
You
halfway.
won that
across.
fight, right?
I lost both the
you-
times, but
you
the
lost
first
both?
time we fought, I hit her with an overhand bolo shot from Providence all the way to Germany, and I knocked her. She felt like a sack of bricks, and they count like this: one,
Like Tyson and Buster Douglas. Two.
I'm like, yo, she was
Yeah.
done. You could see it. Her eyes were glazed over. She was done. If that
She
was
got
here,
up?
they let her get up, wiped her gloves off, and she held and ran. It was the last round. But I hit her. She felt like a sack of bricks. I was like, good God, thank you, Jesus. I was like, oh, it's over. It's got to be over. She ain't getting up. She got up,
Oh shit.
did her pothole baby deer work.
And they should have stopped it right there.
If it was here, they would have stopped it. You know what I mean? But neither here nor there. Loss is a loss. It is what it is.
Got you.
So
and that's a true champ.
yeah, I mean, I gotta respect.
For you to be able to sit there and take that on the chin, just like that, and just, you know what, I'm gonna just eat that. That's
did.
dope. I respect
ate it,
that.
and it's just another story to tell. I learned from it. So when I fought her the second time, we knew what we had to do, and I came up short with that one as well. But again, eat that. I'll get my belt back. It's all good. So it is what it is. But I fought the best. I fought the best in their hometowns. I don't back down from anybody. So you can't. There's nothing bad you can say about KO. I'm just saying.
So I'm looking to see the next fight. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Once I have the date.
I'm definitely looking to
Gonna
see the
be
next
there,
fight.
yeah.
We
Yeah,
all
definitely good.
Yeah.
For sure. I appreciate that. Once I have the date, you guys will know. And
we got
Please
full
let us
support.
know.
And
Yeah.
by the way, whenever Kelly KO gives us
KO.
KO, knock your ass
Knock it.
out, motherfucker. So whenever KO gives us her next date, we will let y'all know when that date is. All right. So don't think that she's just gonna just leave us. No, we're gonna let you know when that date is. We will make sure we have that posted. All right.
just follow me.
Just
Follow me on
listen.
my fan page.
Yeah, tell her what your Instagram is and all the social media stuff. Come on.
You can follow me on Facebook. It's k.o-kaylee, Kali, Reis, Reis is my fan page. And also on Twitter, it's KO MOC. I don't really use Twitter too much, but Instagram I use a lot of. It's KO_NDNBXR, Indian Boxer. So I put all my updates mostly on the Facebook page, on my KO Facebook page. I do a lot of live videos. I keep you guys updated all the time. Catch me on Snapchat, all that stuff. I put my Snapchat code on my fan page, so just follow me. I'll keep y'all entertained. I'm not boring. I'm very funny. And I keep it 100, and I'll keep you updated on everything that I'm doing in and out of boxing. I'm always speaking at schools, doing some kind of something, not just boxing. Boxing is my foundation, but I plan to take things way further than boxing. So maybe a little acting or something.
Ow.
Yeah, definitely. You gotta have plan A through Z. For sure.
That's dope. Yeah, man. So on that note, we're gonna wrap this thing up, and we're gonna say hi to her pretty girlfriend, cause she's pretty. Hey, girl.
You cold,
Miss Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miss Parker.
And listen, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all fans. If you want to get in contact with me, contact me at fightchamps911@gmail.com. Otherwise, I'm not gonna contact your monkey ass. So don't even attempt to do it. And y'all listen, y'all have a great night and Happy New Year's to all of y'all. We love y'all.
Deuces.
Hey, bang bang. Kite your ass up. Yo.